let's get in the second part of this ninth day. I don't know which is the day, but I have to talk. I have to be so careless patient. If I'm even if I'm not, then who cares about you, man? If you're not going ahead with your positive aspirations or something like that, so always think about your career or something or someone's journey, someone's eyesight, and that kind of scene can be how backlash or something like that. But we must have to neglect all these things, and ignoring all these things in life is always a matter of not matter of concern. It's a good things, man. You have to amplify all these things in your life. Even you didn't feel like to have to engage in involving the involvement of all these kinds of things can be really tedious and ideas, but it is not in reality. So you have to think about all these things and have to go and have to cooperate with your career and the people whoever is ahead of you and around you. So you have to. So sometimes even your conventional things can lead you towards somewhere where you actually want to become and be that person. So dominant things can also has that kind of what positive impacts over someone, a person who can. If somebody is dominating you, in that case you are also, you the something that kind of diseases can what produce even that kind of what feelings, even your mind come would like to produce, and then you also become like the person who used to dominate with you. So that's really how, that's not a terrible and awful things, but that is a really how a good and really a good things even in life. So keep working over your career instead of letting you, if somebody is insisting you by saying you want to show you that you are not perfect, he doesn't believe in your perfectionism or something like that, but let them say whatever they would like to say. If nobody's caring about it, then who cares? And you have to reevaluate whatever you are performing, whatever you are executing over here. So if you are not thinking about all these things, then again you're gonna fail in life, man, as you used to fail. So be a failure is not a weakness, or that kind of flawed things are not. It doesn't mean that only flawed things, you are a man having lots of flawed things. These all these kinds of flawed things can be the reason of your success, one day. For that one, to get that things, one day you have to work hard a lot, all the time, over 365 days, to get success in 366 7 days, 66 days. So everything's matter. So it's not a tentative, it's a tentative thing. You have to think about all your career and whatever you are executing and performing over here. So if you don't like to think about your career, then it is gonna collapse, man. I'm not joking over here. So I'm talking with you seriously. And sometimes we have to be so high level person. Whatever we are performing and whatever we are taking in our journey, that has to be how viable. If that is viable, then we also feel like how am I no, I didn't feel like I'm a positive track or something like that. Even you come to feel like I'm feeling perplex, or I'm slowly turning into perplex things or something like that. But even in that case, if you have the self control over your mentalities or something, that then you are the person who is never ever someone imagined in life, man. So I recommend you to be that person. Instead of letting other people who can say whatever they can say. Otherwise, if they also know the reason behind, what is actually there's behind what struggle, sacrifice, or aspiration, they mustn't have to repeat again. They never would like to say that kind of things to you, but they're actually repeating and retaining. So that's really awful, I know. But we have to just neglect all these things. And credibility, we have to know from it that credibility we can gain from each and any person. The person who are rare, only in within that kind of person has what a credibility or something like that. So we can go through inside way. So if you are insightful way, then they that has a lot of merits or beneficial things, and we have to think about all kind of things. So assessment and evaluation of even your journey and judgment of your career and your hard work in this present time can be the what that has a lot of impact over your mentality or something that if you are actually chasing and you are in the process of what what notably, I want to save that. If you're not thinking about a career, and then you're just wasting this precious time, not by investing it within you, just by what just by thinking about the girls, whoever don't even imagine, and even she is not existed even in your entire life, man. Then why do you wanna why are you wasting your time for those kind of people who are temporary over here? And a lot of people are over here in that way. So we mustn't have to let ourselves to convince to stay with the people who ever not who wouldn't like to stay with us. So if you come to convince yourself to stay in that kind of things or something like that, in that case you're gonna lose your career, or you're gonna lose your mental health and status. So that's can be better for your own progress or something like that. So I want to say that never ever feel like you just have to empower yourself instead of letting other people empower themselves. So once you can empower yourself, and from that kind of things, you come to know what is the trustiness, or credibility in something. So you come to uh, brainstorm about your what career, your activities, which can lead you towards your successful and prosperous journey. So you always have to think about your career instead of knowing other people by saying it this really how what kind of people. If it is better if nobody knows about it, man. Even your name, even your work, whatever you are performing, so whatever you're performing and executing in your life, you the only objective of your life has to be a millionaire, a trillionaire, billionaire. So if you have these kinds of uh, purpose, objectives, a goal in life, then you mustn't have to let or to know about your goal to anyone. So that is always better, man. So always think in this but you have to amplify all these things over your career and into daily life. you know so if you think like what board-minded person, in that case it can be so what better for you. And as I am repeating all these things, it can be mendacious, but it is not. We have to build on all we have to build on what our career, our what kind of things, what kind of things you want to improve, some really tedious things, and how do you never want to improve. Even you have that kind of behavior or something that you must have to let, you mustn't have to repeat all these things in life. And that's it, that's your career, man. If you don't think about all these things and just not neglecting your perceived perspectives of a person what who think about you, even your parents, they're thinking about you. So this really matters. So sometimes you feel like we have to be aware, or acknowledging something can be how better, but somehow it doesn't be what if you are thinking that it is not better, then who would say that whatever you're performing, whatever you're executing, they would like to say that you're mad and you're crazy person. Then what is happening over here, man? So this is not a what they, they don't want to add up your and get your knowledge, your whatever you are sharing through these channels or something like that. So that's why always you mustn't have to you have to what share everything in an authentic way, and even there has a lot of barrier. You don't need to worry about that kind of things. You just simply work over your career, and then the result will be the judge of your own journey, solitary journey path or anything like that. So don't ever feel like you have only burden over your career, over your what shoulder or something like that. It doesn't mean that even you have burden over and responsibility, have a responsibility over your career and then on your shoulder. But that it doesn't mean that you are so burdened over your parents. One day you have to be successful, no matter, man, what kind of complexities and where you have been through in the past time, or something like that. But you always have to work, no matter whatever your condition is, you know. So uh, you have to be the backbone of your parents in when they feel like they get what older or something like that, or always think about their betterment. And if you come to what if you have a lot of ambitions toward them, you have to fulfill. If you can fulfill those things in life, then what kind of impressions and that can, they come to lose their own they feel like they feel like they are desperate or something like that.